right away. See, and he just missed it. That's a mismatch. You got to kill him. Show me something. Twinkle. Oh my goodness. See the left corner, Reggie. Come on, PG. Come on. Rebound, you know, these sound. Come on, PG. Bro, that was a great Twinkle Toes move with the double cross. My goodness. What are we doing here, though? Lock up. See, they doing this handoff play, obviously. My God, that's a baby. That's what you're supposed to do, Tatum. That's my one problem with Tatum sometimes, with weaknesses that he has. When he has babies on him, he's always on the perimeter. Go to the paint, go to the block, and just kill him on the post, man. They always have pinchmans, Van Fleet, all these guys guarding him. Boom. Good pass back, PG. See how PG came off the down screen and then passed it right back to the passer and Pat Bev. And, you know, he got that bread because he can hit the cash, boy. What are we doing? See, Pat Bev is on Tatum. That should be post up all day, every day. What are we doing here? And oh my God. Yo, if you pull that right away, this man made him stumble. Good D. We out. Push. And you got a foul. It could have been a foul on Kemba. Maybe. I guess we'll see. Is that okay? Throw that shit down. He's like, throw that whistle down, man. God damn, bro. Let's see here. Looks like he slapped on that head. He could be right. Let's see a different angle. Let's see right here. He got arm. Yeah, he got some of the arm. He got some of the wrist and the arm. And that was a foul, obviously. But, you know what I mean? You get away with it, obviously. And Pat Bev has a good reputation. A lot of it is reputation. What are we doing here? You see right here? That late pass, Reggie. Then you throw that late, slow bounce pass. Ibaka doesn't have a shot no more. But see Batum. See Batum, Ibaka. You got to see Batum. Ojale sussing defense bare times. You got to see Batum. And he's still open and PG didn't see him. Bruh, god damn, y'all. That's terrible. Get it back. Go up. There you go. PG-13. We see your scene. Can you take over, boy? That's your first bucket, man. Come on now. What are we doing here? In the clutch time, do I trust mine? That's the question for the Clippers. That's the question. What we doing? My goodness. Tatum, don't do that pass out shit. That's that Kawhi shit. What are you doing? Pull that bitch then. And you see PG's cheese. He's like, damn, man. It's my steal. He's like, bro, that's my shit, man. Okay, what we doing here? Okay. Okay, multiple actions. Handoff coming. And they're switching everything. Good fake screen, back screen. Good. My God, good pass back. That's great ball movement. There you go, Reggie. Said I eat my veggies. All right, so right here as they switch, you see Tatum up top. Pay attention to the right corner with Ibaka. Okay, Ibaka has OJ in the corner, and he's like, let me get Tice. Switch last second. And he's telling PG and him, Tice uses IQ and screens PG as he's going to go out to there. IQ by Tice. My goodness. And he holds him, and that's a great screen. And they got lucky he missed it. That's bad decision-making on Ibaka to just switch last second. You got to make sure he's looking and he's aware. My good half spin. Okay, good defense, Kemba. See? Reggie doesn't have to pull up in the gap ability, so they can get away with that. You see? It's different when the man can't pull. You can get away with those screens. Or get away with it. What we doing? Bro, one more. Good hustle, Reggie. Put it up. And Tice pushed Pat Bev at the last second. Good way to create. You can see Tice is like, God damn, and Pat Bev missed a free throw. We need those, man. What are we doing? Okay, Brown. Bro, you got to throw the lob. That's great defense. That's bad decision making by Jaylen Brown. Why would you hit Ojale? Williams was open on the lob. And you can see, obviously, they're mad. Obviously, review that. They got away with this one because that actually was a foul. I would never say no to that. Nobody touched him. He brought the ball. It's him. Then use that. Nah. Not if Scott rules it. And obviously PG, won it. But you can see teams like, you hit me on the arm when I was doing the layup. I fouled you down there. See? The one that we're talking about before, he fouled him. Then he's like, okay, cancel for a cancel. But you can see on the left-hand layup, you can see, obviously, PG's hand is right there, right? And he's not slapping him. But as Tatum goes, you see right there? As Tatum goes to scoop, PG's hand clips him right there. And because he clips him, he can't fully extend. Like PG's not going into him. Tatum's doing the scoop. So he goes into PG's hand that's in the way and it stops his movement. And that's why he can't fully scoop. And that's why he has to let go of the ball. And it like makes him fumble right there. So it was a foul. But obviously on the angle, it doesn't look like it's an actual foul because his head blocked it. But I rate Tatum. He's like, yo, I'm not even mad. I fouled you down there. You fouled me here. It cancels out. It's good. That's what he's basically telling him. You gotta rate it. He's like, I don't beg. He's like, it's all good. I got away with one. See how they switched the pick and roll. They switched the pick and roll late, but Pat Bev is on Williams. So pay attention to that, okay? Sidestep. Oh my God. And you see right there, position. Why? Williams had Pat Bev on him. It's a baby on him, so that's easy rebound. See, that's what happens when you switch. Sometimes you give up some things. You get what I'm saying? There's a negative to everything you do. My goodness. Good last double, Reggie. Good late second double. IQ. Because you already know he's not trying to pass that. He's trying to go to work. My goodness, you got to make him work. What are we doing here? That's baby on you. That's Kemba. You got to kill him. What, bruh? God, PG, you have Kemba on. You don't need the 3, and you have a 2-for-1. If you get a 2, an easy mid-range, you know what I'm saying? Then you lock up and you get it back. You get a last shot to tie the game. Like, why would you don't need a 3 there. Bro, come on, man. They double last. I can see right here. See PG. You see how Tatum has it? And then Tatum right here. Perfect feet work. Jab step. And kills PG on the jab step. And then look, he has the position. Same thing like Kawhi in the last game versus Harden. He has position. And what does he do? He unnecessary bumps him. And on the floater, you know her, he gets the offensive foul. And then people were, oh my God, Banks, you're being biased, you're being biased, you're being biased. And look what happened. The exact same play 2 games later. And then now you see that it's not in his favor. You get what I'm saying? And it's in the Clippers' favor. The same exact situation. The same situation that he did, that Kawhi did with Harden. Unnecessary push. You beat him already. You don't need to go to him and push. If you flop, when you have the advantage and he's on your hip and you go and push into him, they're always going to call the offensive foul 8 times out of 10. And that's what I was trying to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all were trying, oh my God, you're biased, Banks. No. And right here, PG, man, you got to get better with your closing ability, man. It's actually atrocious. 0 for 5 to 1 for 7. I understand there's struggles that happen. I understand these things happen. But at the end of the day, it can't be a theme. It can't be, something that happens all the time. And pay attention to Kemba Walker, man. This is why, obviously this is a catch and shoot right now, but look at to the ability. Off the pick, and see? Off the pick, pull up 3. Like, see? Off the pick again, another pull up 3. So they have to adjust their coverage because Kemba was killing off of the screen, off the gaps. So then now you have to adjust and you trap. Then it leads to, because it's a wrap, buckets everywhere else's. You know what I'm saying? So let's go look what happened right now. There's a 4-second differential. They don't actually need a 3 here, but I already know they're going to run that same play they did with PG. Pay attention. Back screen for Lou Will or Reggie. See? And then he's going to come off the curl off of Ibaka. See right here? And that's contested. I'm not. He actually almost made that. But you didn't need a 3 in this situation. If you got a quick 2, same thing. You get the clock. You get the ball back. Held my arm. And look at Reggie. Reggie's trying to hold his arm and trying to stop him from the free throw. And he's talking shit to him like, bruh, you gonna make these free throws, boy? You gonna make these? But see right here off the screen. And honestly, it was a little bit contested. Well, a lot contested. But he actually could make that. See, on target, it just was short front rim. I'm not, obviously now when you look back at it, I'm not too mad at it because I seen PG make that off the curl screen, you know what I'm saying? But obviously he missed it, so well, you're going to be mad at it. What are we doing here? And they're going for a 3 again. Okay, screen. Good slip. You can see they mad. They big mad. My goodness. Miscommunication. You can see Brad Stevens like, Ojale, what's wrong with you? Look at Ojale right here. It's supposed to be a switch, and he doesn't switch. He follows, and obviously you can see the whole coaching staff pointing. What are you doing, Ojale? What are you doing? What are you doing, Ojale? And you can see Brad Stevens watching. He's like, fuck, man. What's wrong with you, Ojale? God damn, we switch everything. Really? And you can see Ojale, and you can see he's doing that. That stank face, that stank walk, like, when you suss the runs, and you're like, God damn, it's on me, and you see, look at his demeanor, he's like, fuck, man. Bro, Ojale been sussing on these actions, and they fouled Tice, obviously. Come on, white boy. Pat Bev talking that big garbage to try and make it miss, trying to get in his head. That's what they do on the free throws. And you already know. You can see right here. And then you see Reggie come in and he's trying to talk, and he's talking smack to him as well, too, talking to the team. They're trying to get him off, throw him off the game, try to make him miss his free throws. And this is this is what happens all the time in the free throw line in the clutch. Get in their head, they allow him. If you're elite, it doesn't matter. Put buckets on a platter, and he hits the first one. You see Pat Bev again. He's talking shit to him again, trying to let him know you're not nice. Miss that shit. You gonna miss this one. Don't worry about it. Trying to get in his head. You can see they're all talking. You can see Tice is laughing. Are you that rice? Do you eat? And he hit it, boy. He said it's sweet. It's easy. My goodness, that's great hits by Tyson. And right here, this situation, I understand going for a 3 because if you get a 3, quick 3, then now you foul. You have an opportunity to tie the game to go to OT if they make both free throws. You know what I'm saying? You have enough time. It's 10 seconds. Look right here off the screen. You can see Ibaka sets the screen, reverse to the opposite side, which is elite. And you can see Ojale didn't switch, and obviously wide open. God damn, PG. That's a brick. That was the best look you could get. If he hit that, you have 5 seconds to foul. And you can come back and get it back and at least get an opportunity to tie the game. And he sussed the whole runs and he knows. It's like, that's a great play. That's the play I like. Going to the opposite. And you can see Lou Will's like, it's okay. And Reggie Jackson trying to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You already know. But, like, that's a great look. See? You pass it to the opposite. Opposite side. That's a kablunks, man. That's Game Boy on a Nintendo, man. Honestly, I understand that. Obviously, like, you know what I'm saying? It was a... It was a tough, obviously, situation that Kawhi's not in the game, right? You don't have Kawhi. You don't have your number one guy, your number one option, your go-to, your star-studded guy, right? Your superstar, obviously. So I understand it's going to be different context. It's going to be a lot of different things. But it's time to, you know, I think that it might be time to actually pay attention to the Clippers' closing ability. Pay attention because this is something that, like I've been said, especially in my last video, this is something that is going to be a point of discussion. This is something that is basically like, you know what, you have to actually understand and see where is things going to be coming from? What options are we going to be going to down in the clutch? Like, what is the situation that's going to be happening? Are we going to run this? Are we going to run that? What actions are they going to run? And based off my assessment and based off just me analyzing the Clippers, you know what I'm saying? I already know that when they need a 3, they go to PG, obviously. Like I said, they run these down screens. They run these back screens, whatever these screens coming off the screen curling, like a Joe Harris. And they run those screens for PG, right? That's the context that they move in. And when they need a 2 or when they just need a bucket, period, they go to Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like I've been paying attention to what they've been doing there. They don't really go to Lou Will. And that's something that Lou Will actually is a closer. You know what I'm saying? And Lou Will is like, I understand. You know what I mean? Like, there's been, let me come from this perspective. There's been ample of enough time and of enough opportunities and in enough situations for you to have to sometimes make adjustments. Sometimes, or one of these times in the regular season, you're going to have to just say, you know what, Lou Will, let's run the pick and roll. Let's get you, you know, let you get your fade in 3 to the left. Or Lou Will run an option, maybe pick and roll even with Kawhi. Or pick and roll with PG, and then you can slip. And those times, those are actually more open than often. Instead of having the big always come set the screen, you get what I'm saying? Put a block in the corner or something like that. Like, there's other ways you can use, I would say more so, I would say use PG only in a situation for coming off the screens, like I said, or like they currently do. That I'm not mad with. When you need a 3, PG can hit those coming off the curl screens or whatever. But in every other situation, I think that they should do Kawhi, Lou Will pick and roll. That's something they should do. Pick and roll or pick to switch, either one. So what I mean by that, you can do pick and pop, pick and roll. You could do that so where Kawhi would get the baby, the guy who's guarding Lou Will, Kawhi would get him and Kawhi could work off of that. Or if they double team and then you get options off of that. Like you would do pick to switch. All this, killing my main defender, going to work, all of that. Like clearly they have lack of doing that. It's not like there's potent closers where they just can kill any matchup. Clearly, that's something that is a deficiency right now. And until they have proven it, because again, obviously, if you're in that situation, then, you know, you leave it. But it's time to be worried and it's time to switch things up. I'm not saying hella worried, but it's time to have some type of worry. You know what I'm saying? Some type of worry where now you have to switch a 1-2 up, switch how you do these actions. Because clearly these actions, I don't mean the 3, the PG3, keep that. But I mean the other one, especially with Kawhi from the last game and whatever. It's clear that you need to give him a mismatch. Give him a mismatch and involve Lou Will in the play where you actually, like I said, you do a pick to switch. You do a 1-3 pick and roll with Lou Will and Kawhi. And if they switch, give it to Kawhi. And if not, Lou Will can curl off of that and he can still create off the mid-range, create off the 3-point line. Like, I'd rather have them and then have PG as a spotted up, you know what I'm saying, in those situations. You know what I'm saying? Or you could even do a Lou Will PG pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't do a Kawhi. They've been doing a Kawhi PG pick and roll, but the problem with that is, especially when you're facing the Bucks, Giannis is guarding Kawhi, Middleton is guarding PG. So you're literally having the same length on you. You're not getting any advantage. Right? he would want a smaller guy and a taller guy. So then you get an advantage either way if they have to switch. Most likely 10 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, they have to switch. And that's something that I would go to down the stretch if I need a 2, if I just need a bucket. And obviously, you know what I'm saying? Then off of that, you know what I'm saying? If I need a 3, go to PG. But Lua needs to be involved in these closing plays more, I think. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's a hierarchy problem. Not necessarily fully hierarchy because they're going through the hierarchy right now, but it's more so indecision. Indecision because the hierarchy has been changed. Not like fully changed, but it's been changed to what Lua knows, to what those guys know, right? Kawhi is coming, PG is coming. So now since the hierarchy has changed, it's like, oh, should we get Lua a touch? Should we get, there's so much indecision and indecisiveness that's affecting them in the clutch. So it's something to be worried about because will it ever clear? Will it ever be solved? This indecisiveness. Will you ever know, okay, this is what we do, this is what we do. There's no worries in terms of indecisiveness. Now we just read and react. And, you know, that's how the context that Kawhi was getting with Toronto. He literally knew I'm the guy. I always go through me. There's no, oh, I have to give to this guy. This guy needs it this time. Or if I miss it, it's kind of like, oh, should he have taken it or should have been PG? Should he have taken it? Should have been Lou Will? Like, there's always questions. If I don't make it, there's always a was that the right decision type of question. So that creates indecisiveness. Do I really want it this time? Do I not? Like, that kind of hesitation is something that's always there in term when you have a lot of ability and a lot of different type of closers. Marcus Morris is also thinking maybe it should have went to me, right? There's a lot of those things that happen. So that is now, it creates worry because that it's not like the hierarchy is not established, but the hierarchy is affected at each and given miss, each and given and or any opportunity, you know what I'm saying, they miss, or any opportunity that is not closed. Now someone on the lower tier of the hierarchy could have a side eye and it's like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm more so worried about the Clippers because that was an issue last year in the bubble. The hierarchy, that was the issue. And that's why Doc said, you think just because I'm not there coaching, like people have to understand, they were bashing me saying, oh, I'm wrong. Doc was the issue. Doc was, and I told y'all Doc was not the issue. I was trying to tell y'all, this is the same exact situation, same issues you're seeing in the clutch with Doc and Ty Lue. And remember, Doc even told you, you'll think it's going to be different. It's not. So what does that tell you? You know what I'm saying? What does that tell you? It's not, it's literally the personnel and a lot, and just this collective unit in terms of, you know what I'm saying, how they play and just their play styles and just eventually too, mainly just the fact that they are someone like they all affect each other in terms of I feel like I close. I feel like I close. I can feel like I can close. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that will never erase unless you have more role player guys and then you have established this is the guy and he's the only guy that can. And if you guys get it, it's only because he passed it to you or he created for you or he decided that now it's you. Kawhi's not moving the same like he did with Raptors. And a part of it could also be that it's also a different type of pressure. That LA pressure is different pressure. And that's what I try to tell people. Like, he never had pressure in San Antonio. People don't even watch San Antonio. He didn't have pressure with the Raptors. It was only the Raptors, like the Toronto, Canada, like obviously pressure with Canada. But it's not the same pressure when you're in LA. And it's like, you know, it's different pressure. This is the first time he's had this pressure. So I think that's also part of the issue because that's the only difference I'm seeing. The team, yes, you have more closers and whatever, but like when you have more talent, more expectations, it's different lights. You know what I'm saying? That light is hella bright. Like, it's not a ring light that I use here. It's not that type of light. It's one of those floodlights. Like that's a different light. That's a different light where you're usually the deer in the headlights of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And I still won't fully, commit to that's the reason or that's a bulk of the reason because I'm giving Kawhi the benefit of the doubt because I've seen him come through with high pressure. But that bubble, I'm not erasing that Game 7. Yes, he still came through. It's different lights when Game 7. The fact that he came through in Game 1 through 6 or whatever the case was and he was eating throughout the whole playoffs, that's why I won't fully dive into, okay, it's the pressure with Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that that Game 7 happened, like I've never seen him move like that in a Game 7. We've seen Game 7s, you know what I mean, in Philly and how he moved. So that was a complete different shift. So that's where I was like, you know what? Maybe it is the pressure. Something like that has a large or has at least some of the bulk of, the factors into what's going on here and the reasoning. But I still, fact that he did eat for a lot of those games, Like, and I know he rises his level of play in the playoffs. Like, I won't fully commit on it. I won't fully dive into that's the full reason. Oh my God, and basically throw it out to you guys, and that's exactly what it is, and give that as my insight and as that what my take is. I'm not gonna fully dive into that. Obviously, I give him the benefit of the doubt. If anyone's gonna get the benefit of the doubt, it's obviously gonna be Kawhi. But it's in my mind. It's in the back of my mind. Like, could it be that he's finally had the bright lights that he's never had? And maybe that's why he's moving a bit different. Maybe that's why in the last, obviously, he's so elite that he's not gonna move. Like, he's not most of the times when you tell someone their palms are sweaty, they're thinking like a meltdown where it's like complete, just like how PG played in a bubble and stuff like that. That will never happen to Kawhi. He's too elite for that. When I mean complete different, I mean like in the biggest, that last second moment, that last 2 minute, that last 1 minute stretch. You know what I'm saying? That's what I focus on, and that's what I'm looking at. Like, yes, he might move proper throughout, but that last 1-2 minute, he didn't move. He moved proper throughout the whole game, normally. If he missed, he missed, but he moved proper throughout the whole game most of the times. And only, in the last minute, maybe if he's fatigued or his knees or whatever, and even then, he still fought through and moved different. So for him to move different in these situations, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, your team has changed a little bit, but like it's not to the point where it should make you move that Fugazi. The only big difference is the pressure difference. So that's kind of what's in the back of my mind. That's learned there and, kind of just there. I don't fully commit to it, but like I said, I'm thinking, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, but I give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll still see. Obviously, I'm not going to make a full prediction, obviously, until playoffs and these things come about. But like I said, like, you got to understand, like, it's something to be worried about. It's something to be worried about. We'll see how, if they, give them time. It's still All-Star break, obviously. You know what I mean? They still have a whole, second half of the season to go through, and they can still fine-tune the kinks. But this recipe right now is looking like the same recipe that happened in the bubble. And that's not a good recipe. So I just pay attention to it. It's time to be concerned. I wouldn't say fully worried, but it's time to be concerned. It's time to be a little bit concerned. You know what I'm saying? So you already know, I appreciate y'all for coming for that IQ. That's what I do. And when it comes to Boston, I already know they're going to turn it around. I already told y'all. Remember, Tatum dealt with COVID and his fatigue issues. He's having a 1-2 struggle games. Like, his points per game was even like 27, and it's dropped all the way to maybe like 24, 25 because he's been having 7 points, 9 points. Like, he's been having these atrocious stretches, right? And I already know that he's just getting through the groove. I have no issues with Tatum. I'm not worried about Tatum. I'm not worried about Jalen. I'm not worried about Kemba. Kemba was dealing with injury as well, too. They haven't been fully healthy. So I know at this point, they're going to now turn it around. They're on a winning streak already now. So I expect them to be top 4 in the East already. That's why I have the Raptors as solid 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? I don't see them top 4. I know that obviously right now they're where they are, but they're going to, like, Boston's going to rise and stuff like that. Miami's even starting to rise too. So you already know. So we'll see how this all plays out. You already know. Appreciate y'all. Share, like, and subscribe. We out here. There's no doubt here and there's no drought here. You feel me? I appreciate y'all. You already know. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You feel me? It's True Talks, because True Talks. And I'm out, man.